Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games All the Time. My name is Joachim and welcome to episode 4, I think, we have now of my wish list. I said I had a wish list of so many games, I think 180 or something, and I'm going through them all, right? So now and again I'll make a video. This is the 4th one, and let's see which 5 games I've selected now. So, well, of those lists was super random, so it's not according to any number or whatever. Okay, the first one is BIOS Origins 2nd edition. Now I am aware, first of all, this is the 3rd installment. You've had the first one that I've already forgotten. The second one is Megafauna. The first one has to do with bacteria, then Megafauna, and now it's about humanity. And then the 4th one will be in space. Now, as I said, I'm not interested in the first 2. Maybe I will be later, but not as of yet. This one I am interested in because it's a civilization game, but it's completely different of a normal civilization game. So basically you start with a type of human, so sapiens, Neanderthal, Denisovans, and hobbits. So normally in a civilization game, you're going to be like creating your civilization, building buildings and war and all that kind of stuff. But here, it's more focusing on enlarging your brain, acquire language, discover new worlds, domesticate strange beasts, wild war kangaroos or mammoths, discover the wonders and terrors of religion, dive for pearls, challenge the gods, enslave rival homonyms, and perhaps enter the Enlightenment. Like, even though you have wars of conquest and religion are possible, most of them will be internal. So, because you only have limited control over your ruling class, and they say it as well, if your priests are in control and do a poor job, they will get overturned. They will get usurped by merchants or warlords. There's a bunch of stuff, but mostly it's more like a social focus, right? About how humanity evolves. So not as much like how much territory do I have or whatever. You can actually cause a downfall as well. I read stories about people who at one point had a revolt on their hands and then lost most of their cards, and they went from a really big empire to a really small empire suddenly. And it's logical because of the mistakes they made. But of course, this seems kind of harsh, but it seems like most people who play this are really excited by it. It gets a 7.9, but there's only 825 ratings. But yeah. So yeah, it looks intimidating, but for everything I just said, it appeals to me because I like civilization games a lot. You have 3 tracks as well. You have metallurgy, you have maritime, and then this is it equipment? I think it might be equipment. It's kind of out of the frame here. But those tracks you're trying to also increase, move on, so you can get better and better at it. Like for example, maritime starts with swimming, then boats and so on, so on, so on. You go farther and farther. Same with information here. There's different ways to communicate, so to speak. Yeah, metallurgy, you can see you start with the stone arrows and so on, Stone Age. So, and then also you'll be spreading out over the world. Yeah, it's completely different experience. Also the industry, all those cards, those upgrades that you can get, that you can do, invest in. Here I can see it is, I can't read it. So this is more focused on late game. You can see it's full of icons and people and so on. I don't know, it looks really, really interesting to me. Here, footprint, that's it. Footprint, metallurgy, and a bunch of other stuff that you can do. And you have dice as well, apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, yeah. So, once again, it's on my wish list. I don't know exactly how it plays, but it really intrigues me. So that's BIOS Origins 2nd edition. The next one is Libris, and this is out of print. I played it once, really enjoyed it, and since then I wanted a copy. Cannot find one for the life of me, at least not in English. In English. So, for example, what is Libris? You're basically building your own library. So this is at the end of the game. They have all these books. They're all like connected. You're collecting all these symbols because you have endgame scoring cards that will give you points for symbols. Here on the right side that you can't really see, it's more worker placement because you're going to be placing your people there, doing the actions, trying to get more cards. And all these books, right? All these books are funny. They have really funny titles. Like, let's see if I can zoom in here good enough so you can read some. Okay, donuts, a visual guide, magical home dentistry. What else is it here? The Gilded Guide to Glitter, alluring lures. There's so many of them, right? Stickypedia. It's just funny. You can see once again here you have all the and also you're supposed to keep everything in order of the alphabet. So A, B, C, D. That's also very important in the game. Yeah. So I remember really enjoying this. Now, can I get a picture of the action board? Actually, I guess this is one here. And also that is different because you tend to take different boards to put it out. You can't really see much here, but just the locations are also limited. You can see here there's only 2 spots. So if somebody else went there, then you cannot go there anymore. Stuff like that. So it's also kind of can be a little bit cutthroat-y at certain points. Well, not cutthroat, but just like, oh no, you blocked me, boo-hoo-hoo, stuff like that. This is, for example, one area, one location, the Librarian's Lodge. You may perform the following actions once in each order. Move one of your previously placed assistants from location to one of your home action spaces and activate it. Stuff like that. Yeah. So what do they say actually in the description? It gets 7.2 out of 5,800 ratings. So you're a collector of rare and valuable books. And then you're trying to become the Grand Librarian, basically. So yeah. It's really pretty. I enjoyed building the library. The worker placement part was nice. Yeah, it's funny. That's the reason why this is on my list. But it's also, of course, very sad that it is out of print. You know, because like I said, when I was looking this up, I immediately went to check, can I buy it? You know, maybe I'll find it. But once again, the only copies I found were Spanish. Or French, no English. And you can see there is a fair bit of language here, so you kind of want to have it in the language that you know. So you can see here the different areas that you can go to. If I'm not mistaken, every round there's new locations that come out as well. Yeah, and some of these locations have cards that you can go and pick up. Yeah. Alright, that is Ex Libris. Then we have Bandida. Honestly, I don't remember much about this. I think the reason why this is on my list is because it's a really small box game, and apparently you have the option while you're playing to either help Bandida escape or make sure she doesn't escape. And those are the options apparently. And then you're playing the cards because you can see it's like a very small game, and make sure that by the end you've used all the cards, you actually reach your goal. And the difference between Bandida and Bandido, because first it was Bandido, is that it has more icons and more actions. Tired of seeing Bandido always escaping? Beware, new gangsters coming to town. Which side will you choose this time? Will you play cop and try to prevent her, or join the wild side and help her? So yeah, apparently it's good, even though it only gets 6.6. There's not a lot of people talking about it here either. Maybe there's maybe Bandido has a little bit more. Yeah, 3,500 ratings. Okay, people talk a lot more about this, but apparently you can just play Bandido as Bandida as well. So you know, might as well go for Bandida then, since it has everything. All right, so that's Bandido and Bandida. Next up is Quadropolis. Now, Quadropolis is basically a city builder, right? And one of the major appeals to this game I found was what it looks like, because this is a playtest. Never mind. Because it looks really beautiful. I like city builders as well. You can see it looks really nice. I like city builders as well. However, it has been in my shopping carts multiple times, and every time I'm kind of refraining because it doesn't really have a solo mode, and the ones that have been created don't really work all that well. So I'm afraid this will just be on my shelf and it'll get outshone by other games, I have to say now, even though I know it's on my wish list. But so basically you have four architects numbered 1 to 4, and on a turn you place an architect next to a row or column in the grid, and then you claim the tile that's as far as in the number of the architect placed. So basically like this. That's how you get your tiles apparently. And then when you take a tile, you place a figure in the empty space, and then the next player cannot place an architect in the same row or column where this tile was located. Apparently that's how you select this. So I guess maybe you can see it from here. Ah, yes. So you can see this spot here in the middle has been taken up already, so you can't go there. And that's how you block it out. And of course you will place the own building in the tile you just took in your own place. So there's 4 rounds and it ends, and there's scoring, all kinds of different things. Yeah, so basically just tile drafting, right? You take tiles, you place them, you score them. Yeah, and you can also block people by putting them in a certain way, I imagine. So yeah, I don't know. It's I still think it looks really cool. The only thing that I'm a little bit afraid of is that it's not gonna get enough play, because even though it looks nice, it might not have enough. You know, but why is it still in your wish list then? Well, maybe I should update it. I don't know. I think it's 7.3 right out of 12,000 ratings, so people do like it. Okay, people do like it. So I don't know. Maybe if it's a slow month, I will buy it and then see what happens. Just keep an eye on the channel, I guess. All right. So then finally we have Overbooked, and Overbooked I did buy half an hour ago because I was looking over these games and I saw Amazon didn't have it, and then my local shop base did have it, and I was like, okay, I might as well get it. My wife is a flight attendant, okay, so that's a big reason why I want to have it already. And then turns out people think it's really fun. That made it even better. So you can see my busy aircraft in the game. All these passengers are trying to get in. Make sure they're not getting overbooked. You're drafting these tiles as well, if I'm not mistaken. These passengers, trying to get them in the plane. You have different colors and everything. This is for 4 players, so I imagine you have different sides for other players. The different colors also all look nice. Yeah, 1 to 2 players, 1 to 3 players. Yeah. So yeah, it looks really, really cute. People are positive about it. It gets 7.1, that's fine. So you pick a passenger card with the orientation, quality, and type of color of passenger to pick on the card. Let's try it again. So you basically choose a card with the orientation, quantity, and type of passengers depicted on the card, and then you seed it onto the plane according to the passenger card. Because the colors of the card, they require different things. And at the end of the game, it's also going to score. Now, I don't know if there's a specific overview of what the colors do. I did read it somewhere. That some people only want to sit next to a certain other person. All those kind of preferences that they have, right? I think it might be this one where they say, but it is in Polish. So I still couldn't tell you what it is. All right. So, but that's Overbooked. If my wife wasn't a flight attendant, would I still get this? Maybe, because it does look cool. All right, it does look cool. And I do like the whole drafting idea and so on, and then placing them, and it looks nice. And you know, I really like my graphics. So yeah, so this is more like the way it's completely set up, I guess. Yeah. So, all right. Even have a little tower here. That's nice. Okay, so I guess that's it. Those were my 5 games this time, and you can already know for sure Overbooked will have an unboxing and a playthrough and all that kind of stuff. But can you actually play it with solo? You can play it solo, so I might even have a solo video. Anyway, this was another episode of my wish list. My name is Joachim, and always will be. This is so many games all the time, and have an amazing day. Also, if you own any of these games, or if you would also are also interested in these games, please just let me know in the comments. Okay? Alright. Bye bye.